That's what we're going to do tonight.
That's it, exactly.
You can be Haywood and I can be Gus, I guess.
That'll work.
Is Gus still, is he still living?
I don't think so. I think Haywood Harris is still barely living, I thought.
No,
or did he just pass away?
He passed away.
Not too long ago.
It's been a few years. Haywood, probably.
Oh, I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah.
The one that dealt with Robert Nealon a little bit is the one still alive.
Yeah, Gus.
Yes,
I think Gus
exactly.
is still alive.
Yes,
still
yes, he is. I was getting the names mixed up.
But he has to be in his 90s. He was helping General Nealon.
Exactly. I remember he was, well, I think he was at least like 95.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get him on the show.
Well, that'd be nice.
Right, yeah. Major League Baseball's first pitch tomorrow, and we've already had a couple games canceled. I saw the Boston and the Yankees and the Twins. I'm not sure who they're playing, but the storm's going to be rolling up the East Coast tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I know what Atlanta playing Cincinnati tomorrow, and Clary on his way there.
Yeah, Clary, he's going to Atlanta. He works in public relations and got a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah, he certainly does.
I think he gives tours, like group tours, or if you want to go to the game.
That would be a nice thing to do. You know, he's been in sports for so long, and well, I guess he's been in sports probably since he was a young teenager, seems like.
Yeah, they give you a tour of the Atlanta Stadium.
Oh, yes.
He told me he'd give me one, so we can go down there.
That sounds like a good idea. The last time I was there is when they still had that knock-a-homer guy in the teepee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You ain't been down there since?
No, I haven't been down there in a long time.
Chief Knock-a-Homer?
Yeah, Chief Knock-a-Homer. Well, yeah, Fannin and I, James Tony Fannin, actually went in, got his autograph.
Oh, really? The chief?
Yeah, he was definitely partying in there, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Is he smoking the peace pipe?
Oh, yes. And certainly having a few drinks. So.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty cool. That 10 out there in left field, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He'd come out when they hit a home run. He'd come out and
Something else.
hop around.
Yeah.
Old Hank Aaron was playing. I went there a few games. My brother Steve would take us down, and that was always fun. I guess that's the first Major League Stadium I went to, probably the old Fulton County.
Oh, yeah, that's where I went quite a bit. And the first one I was at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati is what a bunch of us started going when we were 17 years old, which we went. And I know a friend of mine that was also in radio actually saw Don Gullett pitch a no-hitter at Cincinnati. And, you know, I never did get to quite see a no-hitter, but that would have been something else.
Don Gullett.
Yeah.
So you saw the Big Red Machine played it?
Yes. Or you know what? I bet that was Tom Seaver that pitched the no-hitter.
Oh, yeah, Seaver did.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, he pitched one against the Cardinals. Was you at that game?
No, actually, a friend of mine was.
Oh, okay.
Actually, believe it or not, the late Charlie Phillips was at it.
He was at that game?
Yeah.
I remember listening to that game. We were playing a old big league baseball game there at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And, me and my buddy Mike Sievers, we was out in the car. He's a Reds fan. We was out there listening to Seaver pitch that no-hitter. I guess that was 1980, around there.
That was right around that time.
Yeah, early 80s. So, but my Cardinals will get my Cardinals on, so maybe some Braves fans will call in. Call in, Braves fans. I know you're out there watching.
Well, actually, myself growing up,
Jason Val's out there. Brian Ford.
Oh my goodness, Brian Ford calls in. That'll be something.
Well, that Ford family, they're the biggest Braves fans around.
Oh yeah, I've always been a Braves fan, a Reds fan, and a Dodger fan, and everybody thinks I'm crazy. Because I'm all three of them.
Heck,
But I don't follow baseball like I used to, but at one time I did a whole lot. And
how could you do that?
I just always, I liked,
'Cause they used to all be in the same division.
I know. That was what was crazy. But see, at that time, actually the Braves were not all that good, and the Reds and Dodgers were. And I was just hoping the Braves would, get a whole lot of wins and make it competitive. So,
Oh yeah, the Braves are sort of down the bottom back in
yeah,
the
they were.
70s, especially the early to mid 70s. We had a power light went out there.
Yeah. Well, Chandler's coming to the rescue.
Yeah, but the Reds and Dodgers, yeah, they would always battle it out. I mean, Ron Say, Steve Garvey,
Oh, yes.
Davey Lopes,
Don Sutton pitching.
Don Sutton. Really great rivalry back then. Of course, the Reds, I think, one of their mid 70 teams, probably maybe the best team in baseball.
That's
ever.
what I actually
History,
believe. 1976.
Yeah, the Great
Actually,
Eight.
both of them were.
The Great Eight. You had Perez and Morgan, Concepcion, Rose, Foster, Griffey,
And
out there,
Geronimo.
and Geronimo in the center field, and then Johnny Bench behind the plate, and whoever you want to trot out there. It seemed like they really had any outstanding pitchers. The Reds.
Not really, not until they got Seaver and Don,
Yeah, Gullett was pretty good back in.
but he kept getting injured,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I'm just trying to think some of their pitchers the Reds had.
Bourbon,
Yeah, Pedro Bourbon.
Yeah.
He was coming out of the pen a lot, it seemed like.
Oh, yeah.
What a name that was.
yeah, exactly.
Pedro Bourbon. Yeah.
I don't even know how that name came out of my mouth. I was like, huh?
Well, the phone lines are open. Give us a call. 483-8112. We'll talk some sports, high school sports, spring sports underway, baseball. Also, girls, softball. You got, I think it's girls soccer in the spring. No, girls in the fall.
Yeah.
Boys soccer, I think in the spring. Yeah. It's going on. I ain't heard much about soccer around
I have not heard really anything.
much around the Anderson County area. Baseball wise and softball.
I do have a bit of note here. Midway coach Ron Treadway is stepping down after 3 seasons at Midway, and the 51-year-old Treadway guided the Green Wave to an 18-14 record and 2 playoff appearances over the last 3 seasons. Says he's resigning his post at Midway High School for the following reasons: health, family, and he just says he wants to spend more time at home. And
That's the football program?
Right.
Midway? Yeah.
And he says that it's certainly been the best part of his 25-plus years of coaching. Midway, of course, was 7-4 this past season.
Right, they had a good team the last couple of years. We had them on the show this past fall, and I hadn't heard that. It's Ron Treadway. He's a good man, a good coach. I think he used to coach out in California, it seemed like, didn't he? Didn't he tell us that there at one time?
Yeah, I think so.
He's also involved in some business, I believe, when he decided to get back in coaching.
I think he was also a principal somewhere
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, he's in administration, so.
And getting into, which something I've never been able to do, is golf. Tiger Woods, I guess you've heard, is aiming to play the 2022 Masters, and he's won 5 Masters, needs 1 more to tie the Golden Bear Jack Nicklaus, who won his last Masters at age 46 in 1986. Woods hopes to attempt a comeback just 14 months after a catastrophic wreck nearly cost him his leg. Woods is ranked 973 in the world and is still plus 5,000 to win the tournament according to the Bet MGM, which is better odds than a number of recent champions.
What's the odds for what?
For him to win the Masters.
I don't see that happening.
I
Not
don't.
this year, anyway.
No, I wouldn't see that happening either. He's 44 years old and 14 months, from that terrible accident he had that you wondered if he could even walk again.
Yeah. He won it there a few years ago,
Yeah, he certainly did.
so he's one behind Nicholas for the
Exactly.
Masters.
And he's 44, and that Nicholas did it when he was 46 in 1986.
I think Tiger could do it. I don't think so this year, but I think he's still, down the road. He's about, how many majors is he behind? He's probably
The majors, seems like Nicholas has got 18, and he's probably got 15 from what I gather.
yeah, he's still a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Thought he would get that, and the way he came out and started, and he had some problems there he went through, and
Had some, I guess you'd say, personal problems and got him sort of off the beaten path a little bit.
had some back injuries and
Right.
had that wreck, and I'm glad he's playing. I was excited to see where he's going to play. Probably doing good to make the cut. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I would think so too. They said that he was down there before it rained in the last couple of days doing some, practicing, and that he looked pretty good, and that he was not limping. He was sort of walking gingerly, so it's rather interesting.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take our first break of the night, and we'll be right back to Let's Talk Sports. So give us a call, and we'll let you know what you need to know. So give us a call. You're watching Locker Room Chat.
Obviously, I've been in front of a lot of judges, many judges. There's some bad ones, there's some average ones, there's some good ones. Judge Layton is an excellent judge. I'm here because I have great concern for the judiciary in Anderson County. We have a good judge. It's important that we keep a good judge. The people of Anderson County deserve a good judge, and you have one.
I'm Don Layton, General Sessions Judge. I ask for your vote and support in the May 3rd Republican primary.
Alexander Guesthouse Senior Living is Oak Ridge's secret to senior care. Our all-inclusive assisted living and memory care offers 24-hour care, medication management, laundry services, housekeeping services, and assistance with activities of daily living. At Alexander, we treat your loved ones like our loved ones. Our Jackson Suites are $2,000 a month. To schedule a tour, give us a call at 865-294-5489. Alexander Guesthouse, Oak Ridge's secret to senior care.
Sorry I'm late. It's been a long day turning wrecks into checks. Hey, why are the Ice Bears in the kitchen cooking dinner?
Oh, hey, Tim.
how's it
Welcome
going?
home.
You've been so busy icing the insurance company. They're here to remind you it's hockey season.
Hey, Tim, you pass me the ketchup?
Sure,
No
Thanks.
problem.
Hey, Tim, do you want a burger?
I do.
Medium well?
Yes. Well, that's how the Ice Bears roll.
Shot by Timo Pham, he scores!
Victoria Bowling knows the meaning of hard work. A wife and mother, Victoria and her husband David of 31 years have raised 2 daughters. Victoria is a conservative who works as an attorney and farms with the Bowling family. Victoria has been an attorney for nearly 3 decades, focusing on family law. Victoria has been a champion for kids with special needs. Victoria cares about Anderson County and will work hard to seek justice for all of us. On Tuesday, May 3rd, vote for Victoria Bowling.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews and come to Earl F. Subaru.
Take I-40 to exit 356 to our brand new location on Gallaher Road in Kingston, or see our online specials at duffsubaru.com.
At Roan Medical Center, we are committed to serving this community and providing the best possible care for our patients. We have 20 medical specialists on staff representing all areas of care in a clean and safe environment. You don't have to go out of town to receive excellence in outpatient services. So please don't delay. The care you deserve is right here, right now. For the moments of need, we are here for you.
Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
Welcome back into the locker room chat. My name is John Williams, joined by Walter Stair, and we're talking sports. And Walter, well, give us a call. See the phone lines there. Give us a call. March Madness ended other day in April, so Kansas winning over North Carolina. Did you stay up and watch it?
Well, actually, I watched part of it, and it did not. Actually, I was amazed that North Carolina came that close as far as the game was concerned. I thought Kansas would probably win it after my whole bracket got smashed all the way through. You know, after Duke ended up losing, I had Tennessee just a whole lot of hoping would win the national championship, but they fell too quickly. And I think Coach Barnes is a fabulous coach, but he just does not do as well, it seems like, in the tournaments. And I don't quite understand it, but as far as during the year coach, he is fabulous.
Yeah, regular season Rick, that's what they call him. But I think he's a little paid too much. You know, he's making over $5 million. You know, it's probably a little overpaid by a couple million, but he threatened to go out to UCLA, and they bumped his pay up. But,
yeah.
But he's done well. I mean, at Tennessee, I guess, had a SEC championship. Well, regular season there a few years ago, or did we? No, didn't win that.
Well, we actually tied Auburn.
Right. And Auburn won the tournament.
2018. And then won it, you know, the SEC tournament, first time in 43 years, which was a nice way to get at least a monkey off your back a little bit anyway. But
yeah, he's done. You know, he's the number one ranked for about a month.
Yeah.
2019, I believe, with that team. Tough loss there to Purdue in that game, but you know, this year was sort of disappointing. You know, losing to Michigan. But,
well, I thought with the team he had a few years with Williams and Schofield, they should have definitely gone further in that one, even though that team out of Chicago just, I don't know, it's like they had a certain amount of magic that was.
Yeah, that year they had it lined out there if they could have beaten Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
And the next year, I think it's when Purdue got us. Tennessee got some bad calls there, I thought.
Oh, yes.
Called that foul. You know. But what do you think about, well, let's talk about Duke. You know, Duke and North Carolina game, that was an outstanding game. That lived up to its billing, I thought.
That was one of the better games I've seen in a long, long time, and I was hate to see Coach K go out like that, but at least went out with a fabulous game all the way around, and I thought they played pretty good basketball in that game too. And I've been amazed in some of the social things, Facebook and stuff. Some people somehow don't like Coach K, and then others absolutely adore Coach K. I've always respected him and thought he was absolutely fabulous and a class act, and yet I see some other coaches that people end up liking that I don't think are class acts. I guess it's all according to people's ways of looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
But
right, I thought North Carolina outplayed them, especially in the second half. I thought they took better shots, and Duke seemed like they took some bad shots. That Banchero, he was really good. They relied on him, but I thought North Carolina had more options there in the game. You know, more guys that could score. Seemed like, and they just shot it better. And Duke missed some free throws, but I was hoping Duke would win that one.
Oh yeah, I thought the scouting report on it, North Carolina's got a better team as far as the number of players that can really contribute. And and Duke had your 2 or 3 players that were overly exceptional, but not the rest of them.
We're going back to Coach Barnes. Now, what is his record in the postseason?
25-26. 25 wins, 26 losses, and he has about a 700 to 725 percentage in the regular season. So I mean, he wins a lot of ball games in regular season.
And he went to the Final Four with Texas there in the early 2000s.
And that's with one of the ones that's a super pro even to this day. What is his name?
I don't think he went with Durant. Wasn't on that team.
What was Durant?
Well,
Okay.
this was T.J. Ford, I think, that guard they had.
Oh, okay.
Point guard. I don't think Durant played like in the 2007-8. They didn't make it that year, but.
So that's his only Final Four then. Okay.
As far as he's not been past the Sweet 16. I think he's got there maybe once. I think.
Yeah.
With that Grant Williams and Schofield.
And they were a really
team,
good ball team. That was.
That's the only time Tennessee's been to the Sweet 16, isn't it, since he's been coaching?
Yep. And this is his 7th year.
Or was the Loyola game, was it a Sweet 16 game?
Well, I thought it was, because I thought Loyola went to the.
That was a Saturday game, so it was probably round of 32, but.
Okay.
But it could have been a sweet. I can't remember. Anyway, Kennedy Chandler, he's going pro. He's one and done.
Yeah, I thought he was really good, but I thought Tobias Harris was a whole lot better ball player for UT a number of years ago, and he went to the pros after 1 year. I think he might be taking a chance. I wish he'd come back. He's a very good ball player, but I just don't know that he can do what he needs to do. I would think he would need another year of development, but that's just my opinion.
Right. They're talking about he might be like a mid to late round pick.
Yeah.
You think he'll latch on to a team?
Well, I'm hoping, but he had a whole lot of good times at UT, but he had times that he was sort of absent. He didn't show up sometimes in ball games. Then other times he was doing super. So I mean.
So last year you had 2 players that left after the first year, Keon Johnson and the other kid. Name escapes me right now.
Right, I remember that team, but I don't remember it as well as Chandler's team and the one back with Schofield and Williams.
I think Johnson, he's on a team out on the West Coast.
Okay.
And what's his name? Starts with the S.
Lord, I'm about to see it, but I can't come up with it.
Anyway, I think he's in the G League. So anyway, it's hard to pass up that money, and
that's true, very much so. Particularly if you have a sort of a rough situation monetarily at home, you definitely want to latch on to it if you can.
Tournament though, Tennessee could have advanced, I thought, but man, some of those teams you look at Houston, they just look like a different animal out there. These is physical. And
oh yeah.
Tennessee just wasn't that physical. And if they wasn't hitting their shots, then they had Euros inside. He was pretty, physical. He liked to mix it up, bang down there. But some of those teams.
Well, we were in the game against Michigan. We were 2 of 16 or 3 of 16 from free throw line. You're not going to beat anybody in the world if you're shooting like that. You're just not going to. I don't care who you're playing.
Is that from the free throw line? Or
no, that's from 3-point land.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. 2 of 18, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's not good at all. I mean, just brick after brick after brick. I mean.
Well, getting back to baseball, talking about college baseball. Tennessee Vols are number 1. What are we? 27-1.
We certainly are 9-0 in the conference. Best start ever, ranked number 1 in the country, and I think all 6 polls, from what I understand. Which I didn't even know there was 6 polls, but that's what I heard. So.
I think number 1 in all the polls.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah, they lead a lot of categories,
and I think Vanderbilt doesn't like that too much, but I'm glad that's working out so far.
Went to Nashville and swept the Commodores, and coming off where they swept Ole Miss down there in Oxford, 2 straight sweeps on the road, and got Missouri this weekend at home. I think Missouri took 2 of 3 this past week over South Carolina, I believe. I know they won 2 or 3 against somebody, but if Tennessee can win the first 2 games in that, they'll set a record in the SEC with the most consecutive wins to start the season. It'll be 11. If they can get to 11-0 in conference play, I think Florida went 10-0 a few years ago.
And I heard, this is off the cuff, that in the recent game they played Western Carolina was the 4th largest crowd at Lindsey Nelson Stadium ever, and that includes any of these playoff games.
Yeah, I watched some of the game last night online against Lipscomb, and I seen a lot of empty seats over there, but it's sold out. So I'm thinking, I mean, these are seats that's right behind the home plate, down low. A lot of empty seats. I think those scalpers have got those tickets over there.
They might be doing it.
There was a lot of empty seats last night. I mean, if it's sold out, where's everybody at?
That's true. That's rather interesting.
So I think, you want to go over there, you have to pay some money to get in. But I thought they was going to expand the stadium. They talked about that after last year, but I know they added onto that porch out there, but as far as coming around right field and doing anything, they didn't do nothing.
And then that other stadium in downtown that they might take some of their games to, they've held up on doing that, from what I understand. Or
what is the AD's name? And White?
Yeah.
What's his first
Danny
name?
White.
Is it Danny White?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not too impressed with him. I don't think he's a people person. I heard he's sort of more like a stuffed shirt,
Huh.
He come from Duke or whatever. His daddy's AD there at Duke, and I don't know. I just didn't like the way they handled it last year, the ticket situation with the regional, the super regional. Now the regionals you could call in and get tickets, but the super regional came, you couldn't get a ticket.
Huh.
And he give all those tickets. Well, you could call in. I don't know, but I don't know how many you could call in. Maybe might have had 100 or something. I don't know the phone. I called for about an hour, almost hour and a half, and I couldn't even get through. They wouldn't even. They had the phone off the hook. And what they did, they give season ticket holders like 4 or 5 extra tickets. I mean, I didn't like that. I don't think that's good business.
No, not at all.
Especially when you had fans like myself. I'd been going to games all season, and it got time to the big games. You couldn't go.
Right.
And he's all about business. He said he was going to expand the stadium over there, so they need to do something over there. If a common fan can't go to a game, like during a midweek game, it's sold out. I mean, that's ridiculous.
That is exactly right. I don't get that.
So I'm not a fan of Danny White, but I am a fan of the Vols. They're doing good. And Tony Vautello,
Well, I'm glad we got a hold of him.
Yeah, he got a raise last year, didn't he?
Yes.
Contract extension, so yeah. I need to hang on to him, for sure.
For a long time to come.
You got any other news and notes?
Which this one sort of blew my mind. Big-time class of 2025 basketball prospect transferred from Wisconsin to Lakeway Christian Academy out of Morristown, which I didn't even really know that Lakeway Christian was over there, I've slept since then or something, I don't know. But
yeah, I've been there. Clinton played there a few years ago over there. They're a sanctioned team now. They're a private school, but they had a kid there when they first came out. Harris, his last name, he's playing for Georgetown. And,
oh, really?
He transferred from Alcoa to Lakeway. It's a big private school there in Morristown.
Okay, well, that's actually where I was born years ago, but moved out of there when I was 2.5 to Clinton. So, but I would have been. My wife and I try to recall whether I've been at Morristown West or Morristown East, but actually, to begin with, they only had one of them.
Oh, back then?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure which one I would have gone to. But
my parents lived in Morristown a little bit. That's before I was born. I think my oldest brother lived there a little bit before they moved on into Clinton. So.
That's interesting because my brother, who's about the same age as your oldest brother, they both lived in Morristown. And my brother was born in '52, so and we left out of there.
Same age, yeah.
Left out of there in 1960, so.
Or same age, yeah.
Oh yeah. And what else do I have? Anyway, the guy, his name is Amari Allen. He is 6'6", 180-pound small forward. And since when, if you're 6'6", you're going to be a small forward in high school? I hadn't quite figured that one out yet.
Must have some big kids on that
I
team.
thought in most instances you'd be a center in high school, but anyway, he is originally from Kaukauna, Wisconsin, which is 25 miles from Green Bay. And Allen averaged 23 points a game in his first season of high school basketball. He has 3 years of high school left to play for Lakeway, so they apparently will be pretty good.
We'll have to get old Tony Fannin on that. He's up there in Wisconsin.
Exactly. We need to. He's an encyclopedia of sports like you are, and I'm just sort of the bookend in between. So
get the scouting report from Fannin. Does he watch the show? You know.
He does sometimes, I think.
Call in there, T.
It'd be nice if he would.
Break us the breakdown on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Some of the times he would go to ball games with us when I was doing the games, and some when Charlie was doing games, and he'd chime in and talk on stuff. He can talk sports all night long.
Tony's awesome. He's a big Redskins fan.
Oh yes.
I don't think he's a fan of the Commanders? I don't think he's a fan of that nickname.
No, I don't understand that one bit.
I didn't like that. Getting rid of the Redskin name. I'm totally against that. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong be calling Redskins or Seminoles or, I mean.
And Atlanta Braves.
I'd be proud of it. I'd be proud if I was an Indian.
If I was making the kind of revenue and.
I had Redskin. I don't care.
Oh yes.
I mean. Washington Redskins, that's one of the greatest iconic names in sports.
That's it, exactly.
I mean, you're honoring their heritage. And the Cleveland Indians, they get rid of the Indian name, now they're the Guardians. I mean, what is that? What is a Guardian? Is that I know what a Guardian is, but I mean, I don't know.
It's a bit nuts. And Alcoa 2023 offensive lineman Lance Williams has committed to Virginia Tech. Why did he not commit to Tennessee?
Who's that now?
Alcoa 2023 offensive lineman Lance Williams.
Where's he going?
Virginia Tech.
Oh, he's going to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman. Yeah.
And Tennessee needs quite a few of those.
Yeah, we got a quarterback coming in.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I'm going to have to learn how.
Nico Let's say Nico.
Nico, sounds good to me.
And how much money is he getting?
Something like $7 million or something unreal.
That's what I heard, 8 million.
Or 8 million.
I heard it's a rumor, but I don't. He's getting something. I mean, what do you think about all that? I mean,
I think
they've gone from one extreme to the other. NCAA.
Well, to me, if you go to one extreme to the other, and if you give just the so-called skill position, which I was a lineman always growing up, I take offense to that because they're all skill positions. Because if you have a running back and he has nobody blocking for him, or if you have a quarterback and nobody's blocking for him, he can get smashed, and that can be the end of it.
Yeah, I'm all for him making money. I have nothing against that.
Right.
It needs, it's overdue, really. You're getting a college education. Now, a lot of people say, well, they're getting which that means a lot too, but they wouldn't even let them work, though. Like, you wouldn't even allowed to work at McDonald's or.
Well, in a prime example, showing my age a little bit, back in the 1970s, I heard of people coming on the UT campus. Nobody could give them a ride there. They had to get there whichever way they get there. And if you got a chicken sandwich box from Kentucky Fried Chicken, that was a violation if somebody handed that to them.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, there's no wonder it got out of control. I mean,
oh yeah,
with boosters, and NCAA did the best they could, I guess, to monitor it, but it's just pick and choose pretty much. I thought they didn't really mess with some of the top teams, hardly get by with murder. And then,
well, to give you a prime example, although I like that team in a certain sense, North Carolina ended up having all kinds of academic irregularities that were beyond belief. That
fake classes.
Yeah, fake classes, and they got completely away with it.
Yeah.
And which SMU did some wild things in the 1980s, but that's certainly along the same lines. And SMU was given the death penalty for a few years.
Yeah, and then you look at the basketball as well. Also, Will Wade at LSU. He finally got canned. Rick Pitino, he was running I don't know what he was running there at Louisville.
Well,
he didn't know nothing about it, though.
Oh, yeah, he didn't know one thing.
So he got by with it for a couple of years. They finally got him, and then Sean Miller, and they had Will Wade on the FBI wiretap, and they don't do nothing for 4 years, and then finally LSU gets rid of him. I don't.
And the one we had, at UT, Pearl did a fine job at UT, and then has a barbecue, and all heck breaks loose.
Yeah, has a barbecue. He lied about it, but then he came right back and said, but and also they say Bill Self. Bill Self's tied up at Kansas. He's tied up with. They got him on text messages saying, well, we need to get a couple of them big boys, or whatever, something. He's involved in that too. I heard him talking about that the other day.
Oh boy,
Kansas.
And they just won the national title.
Cut the net down, so I don't know if they'll do anything to him or not. Probably not. Blue blood program.
Makes you wonder sometimes.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
If you've been injured in an accident, let OEB Law fight for you. We will fight the insurance companies every step of the way. Call OEB Law today and turn your wreck into a check.
I've had the pleasure of serving in Judge Layton's court for the last 16 years, representing victims of domestic violence and also defendants charged with domestic violence. One of his policies that stands out the most is that he requires that every defendant submit to an anger management or batterers intervention class to help stop the cycle of domestic violence in Anderson County. And we need to make sure that he remains on the bench to continue to serve to be that voice for Anderson County.
I'm Don Layton, General Sessions Judge. I ask for your vote and support in the May 3rd Republican primary.
We treat you like family. your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We'll buy it on the spot and we'll pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. Rome Metals, we treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Victoria Bowling knows the meaning of hard work. A wife and mother, Victoria and her husband David of 31 years have raised 2 daughters. Victoria is a conservative who works as an attorney and farms with the Bowling family. Victoria has been an attorney for nearly 3 decades, focusing on family law. Victoria has been a champion for kids with special needs. Victoria cares about Anderson County and will work hard to seek justice for all of us. On Tuesday, May 3rd, vote for Victoria Bowling.
At Roan Medical Center, we are committed to serving this community and providing the best possible care for our patients. We have 20 medical specialists on staff representing all areas of care in a clean and safe environment. You don't have to go out of town to receive excellence in outpatient services, so please don't delay. The care you deserve is right here, right now. For the moments of need, we are here for you.
Alexander Guesthouse Senior Living is Oak Ridge's secret to senior care. Our all-inclusive assisted living and memory care offers 24-hour care, medication management, laundry services, housekeeping services, and assistance with activities of daily living. At Alexander, we treat your loved ones like our loved ones. Our Jackson Suites are $2,000 a month. To schedule a tour, give us a call at 865-294-5489. Alexander Guesthouse, Oak Ridge's secret to senior care. Roger Miller is a conservative and lifetime resident of Anderson County who has served as Sessions Judge since 2014. Judge Miller has adjudicated more than 30,000 cases, both civil and criminal, over the past 7 years. Roger is a graduate of Clinton High School, and he volunteers time coaching youth sports and serving as an instructor. A paramedic for 12 years, Roger worked saving lives at the Anderson County EMS, MedFlight 5, and Methodist Medical Center. In 2022, let's re-elect Roger Miller, General Sessions Judge.
If you've been injured in an accident and you've been getting a cold shoulder, then let OEB Law put the insurance companies on ice. As many times as it takes. Call OEB Law and leave the icing to the professionals.
Welcome back into the locker room chat in our last segment here. So if you'd like to call in, question or comment, just call us up and we'll do our best to answer it. We'll go right now. Go ahead and look at some scores: high school baseball and high school girls softball. So this is from Monday. Cookville, I don't think that score's right. It was like 7-3 that game. Cookville jumped out early and got a 6-0 lead. Dragons now 9-6.
Not bad.
Doing pretty good this year, getting some wins under the belt. They'll start district play next week. Anderson County they start district play on Monday. They swept a doubleheader from Scott, and Anderson County's off to a good start this year under first-year coach Josh Boyton. They knocked off Union County on Saturday. I think it's the Clinch River Challenge. Probably have that score up here in a minute maybe, but I heard Union County was undefeated, and
well, that's
AC knocked them off. I did say Union County beat Clinton that day as well. So they got a good team. Josh Orrick, coach at Union County. There's the Oak Ridge win over Carnes, big win for the Wildcats. Clinton goes to Carnes tomorrow night and plays.
Okay.
Cofield is ranked in the top 10 in the coaches poll, I think, for high school baseball. Number 6, I think I heard, and Brad told me. Also, Brad Jones out there, we want to wish him a speedy recovery with his knee replacement.
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping he's doing better.
Meant to mention that last couple of weeks and forgot, but well, Brad's out there watching. I hope you get back on your feet and get through that therapy.
Oh, yes.
That's the toughest part, ain't it?
You better believe it.
Greenback sweeping Sunbright and Jellicoe over Hancock. Alcoa beat Union County 2-0, so I guess Union County's second loss.
Having some problems, I guess. Noticing, what was that, a 15-1 and 15-0 earlier? That's some pretty good baseball.
County. Yeah, Anderson County.
And then the other one, the other game. Thank you very much there, Chandler. Greenback beating Sunbright 15-0 and 14-3 in the doubleheader. That's a lot of offense.
Mm-hmm. Got the brooms out. There's a low scoring Harriman sweeping Oakdale in a doubleheader. Kingston over Loudon. Kingston has a new coach there. Kingston replacing Coach Robinette, longtime coach at Kingston. Central big over Campbell County. And Kingston over Loudon. Well, same scores there, but we got anything else, Chandler? These are games Tuesday. Look at that.
My goodness, Anderson County's got the offense going.
Cofield sweeping Oliver Springs. Oak Ridge, another one-run win over the Beavers. Loudon over Kingston. Powell over West. Powell has a really good team this year.
Yeah.
They got a kid on there going to Vanderbilt.
I think I have them listed as the 10th team in the state, according to one of these polls that my wife gave me earlier. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did not write that down. It was Powell that's number 10, according to the baseball rankings.
That across the state.
Exactly. And Farragut's number 4, Tennessee High Bristol 7, Lipscomb Academy is number 8.
Eaglesville.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
That I don't know. I actually thought that had something to do with over Blount County way, but
yeah, it's Eagleton, ain't it?
Exactly.
Eaglesville, I think it's out west, I believe. Here's some girls' softball scores. Clinton with a one-run win over Grace Christian. Sarah Burton hit a home run, a leadoff home run in that game. Where she was in the top 3 for Miss Basketball.
A very versatile athlete. We're very proud of her.
Mm-hmm. Clinton, I believe, is somebody's telling me they're 12-4 softball team.
Oh, that's great.
Carnes over Anderson County girls. AC girls have been playing well there. Their catcher, Mackenzie Henderson, she's going to East Tennessee State. I think she's hit about 5 home runs already this year. She's a catcher. Oliver Springs has got a good team. 16-1 over the Cofield girls we had on last week. And Oakdale, then Sweetwater with wins. Tuesday coming back, Lady Dragons over Scott. Halls gets the sweep over AC. Halls is a thorn in Anderson County's side in girls softball. This always have been. That's what other assistant coach Gary Howe used to be a longtime coach there at AC. Halls has always been a thorn in their side. Look like Halls might be the best team in that district.
Yeah.
This year, I know Halls beat Clinton as well. So it's Harriman big over Oakdale, and Union County over Grace, and Farragut 8-4. Farragut girls got a good team. Heard they were 19-1.
Goodness gracious.
I think they went to the state last year. I think they won the state in AAA last year. All right. Thank you, Chandler, for them scores. And Walter, let's turn our attention to high school football.
Well, I'm glad that football is around the bend, but it's still a little while in the making. But
Be
anyway,
here before you know it, you know.
Well, I like that. It gets my blood going more so than any.
It really does, and it goes by even faster than it gets here.
It certainly does.
Well, it takes it a while to get here, then it's gone.
And spring practice, Anderson County, May the 8th through the 20th. Clinton, April 25th through May 10th. Oak Ridge, May 2nd through May 19th. And a whole list here, actually, Campbell County, May 9th through 26th. Then they'll scrimmage HVA on the 19th of May.
Campbell County is?
Yes.
Scrimmage Hardin Valley.
Right.
I think Campbell County is losing quite a bit off last year's team. They was a pretty good team.
Right. They barely beat Clinton.
Yeah.
And pretty close, pretty tough game. You were at that, I'm sure, but I didn't get to see it, but I've heard a little bit of it. It's a real close one. And Coalfield doesn't know when they're going to have their spring game yet. They haven't told anybody. They may know, they just haven't told anybody. Hall's May 2nd through 19th, and they'll scrimmage Bearden. It looks like we may have a phone call coming in. Oh, okay. And Harriman doesn't know. I think he said a fax. Carnes, April the 19th through May 6th. Kingston, May 9th through the 19th. Oakdale, May 1st through 13th, and then the 16th through the 20th. And they'll be changing coaches, so that could be, no, that's Midway that's changing coach. Those two teams, for some reason, are similar to me. I don't know why, but Oliver Springs also doesn't know what they're doing yet. Powell, April 26th through May 12th. And then May 16th will scrimmage Alcoa. Rockwood, tentative May 9th start. Wartburg hasn't said as of yet. So that's what I've got on spring practice.
How many new coaches we got in the area of football? You know?
Well, you've got Oak Ridge, which, and then you've got
Scott Cummings at Oak Ridge.
Right, South Doyle, which had the longtime coach that had been around, Clark Duncan.
Have they hired anybody?
Not that I've heard of.
In Midway, you mentioned.
Exactly.
Trying to think, just in our area. In our area, I don't know of any more, unless I'm forgetting them. But,
well, let's see. There was. Well, I want to say that there was Lenoir City or somewhere, but
they may have.
That certainly was.
But let's look at, let's talk about it. Oh, Clinton, when is their spring practice now?
April 25th through May 10th.
And I heard Coach Keefe say they was going to try to scrimmage the Kings Academy.
Okay.
Trying to line that up. They're also trying to raise money for their weight room. I think they said they need about $10,000.
Okay.
So, but I know Kings Academy. What do you think about the Dragons in 2022?
I think they're on their way. I thought they had a very good season this past year, 6-4, and had a very good chance. If this or that or the other happened, they had a chance of possibly beating Oak Ridge. I mean, they were very much in it. The only game they weren't in at all was Powell, and they really played a decent game, losing 30-0. But, you know, most of the other games, they were pretty competitive.
They got a coach, a quarterback back, Joshua Keith. He'll be a junior. I think last year's team was sort of sophomore dominated. I know their offensive line was. I know they lost one lineman, Devin Monroe, and they lost Connor Moody in the backfield.
Right.
That's a big loss. Also, and linebacker as well, he played. But I heard they got a kid from South Doyle coming in, an outside linebacker. You know,
that always helps.
And a big lineman coming in, offensive lineman from somewhere. But yeah, look for them. It'll be the same schedule as last year. I think they can go 8-2, maybe.
Oh yeah.
If they can beat Oak Ridge, it would be 9-1.
Oh boy, that would be incredible.
Got to go to Oak Ridge. I think Oak Ridge will be. I think they'll be good this year as well. I heard they got some talent. They got a new coach there, Scott Cummins, coming in.
You know, from what Gaddis said at the end, he said there would probably be a lot of good players coming back, and that he was still going to retire. But you know, it looked like he was still going to have the cupboard pretty full. So.
Right. Yeah, they'll have some athletes there. trying to think if their quarterback is back or not. But anyway, yeah, they got a good coach here in Cummins. He'll get the kids out. I said he wanted to get a lot of kids out, so I think Oak Ridge is in good hands with him. When's Oak Ridge's spring practice? In May?
See, Oak Ridge, May 2nd through May the 19th.
Okay. And Anderson County, I think Anderson County will be better this year.
I was amazed that they were, 5-5 in the regular season, but won every game in the district. I mean, they had one of the hardest schedules you could ever have.
Yeah, they went undefeated in their region.
Yeah.
They've done that, I guess, at least 5 years. But yeah, and they played their non-conference schedule.
It's unbelievable.
Is really tough, and it's good to see. You know, it had been in the past. You know, they sort of been their competition could have been better,
right?
For sure. Plus of the region they were playing in. But they really stepped it up this past year in playing some teams. Coach Gillum even addressed that. You know, they wanted to get better, and they were pretty tough team. They sort of had some injuries there down the stretch. Quarterback went out hurt, so that cost them.
Right.
But they did make the second round of the playoffs, I think. But you know, their line was young last year. They're losing Sully Sexton, but most of their line's back, and then you got Gavin Noe back, and
he's a good.
Yeah, Walker Martinez at quarterback. Anderson County will be good. I heard they got a lot of skill players, receivers, and I think they'll be better this year. You look for them to improve on their overall record.
Oh yeah,
maybe even get deeper in the playoffs. I'm hoping Clinton will get to the playoffs, and Oak Ridge as well. So.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping all of those teams do well.
And Cofield, they had a heck of a season last year. Almost, went up to Cloudland, lost. I think it was the semifinal game.
Yeah, I think so. I'm amazed at all the
quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, 160 pupils, and that they do that well in football. It's quite amazing.
Oh yeah, they got an outstanding program.
They certainly do.
All the other schools around here, Kingston, and don't want to leave anybody out, but all the schools are really try to improve.
Oh yes.
Good quality competition. Oakdale, you saw Oakdale last year going to playoffs first time. So Coach Fulls there does a great job. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. So watch some baseball tomorrow, opening day, and go Cardinals. What do you like?
Go Braves.
Go Braves. So maybe Braves will repeat. We'll see you next week on the Locker Room Chat.